As Carl the llama stood in front of the zoo patrons, tired of being stared at, he heard the sounds of a baseball game in the distance. It wasn't a game being played a mile away, but from an iPhone of a teenager sitting on a park bench. The 15-year-old boy was streaming the Yankees game, and Carl was thrilled. Meanwhile, high on the hill, Sarah the penguin overlooked the pen that Carl spent his days in. She had a crush on Carl ever since he spit on an unruly child a few summers back. She too held disdain for disobedient children. Tired of sharing toys and krill with the other penguins, Sarah yearned for something more. Singing a solo on Broadway or tap dancing at a theater on the Upper East Side had been her dream since her mom read The Tap Dance Kid by Charles Blackwell. A rooster named Dennis had recently joined the Tampa Zoo, the home of Sarah and Carl. The three of them met at the 4th of July petting zoo bonanza that the Buccaneers sponsored every year. Dennis was fond of Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman. His affinity for superheroes was intense, growing from his time spent out back of a comic book store in Orlando. Dennis told his friends that if he were a superhero, he would be known as Cluck Norris. Feeling bold and fed up with life, Sarah belted out, "Carl, you want to blow this popsicle stand?" Surprised as a goldfish in a washing machine, Carl spun around and blurted, "Absolutely." He had a crush on Sarah, so any invitation with her was a yes. Dennis, observing from the henhouse high on the hill, saw this as his chance to break free. For fear of seeming like a third wheel, Dennis crowed, "I think I have a plan for us to get out." Dennis instructed them to await instructions from Gus, the northern hawk owl. Gus was wise and invaluable in rounding out the escape plan and delivering messages quietly in the night. As night fell, news spread throughout the zoo. While most animals were content in their habitat, restlessness grew among those who were not. Some wanted in on the escape, others did not, but mum was the word as there was a code among them. Snitches get stitches. The moon shone brightly as the animals curiously awaited the morning. This morning, there was no rooster's cock-a-doodle-doo at 5:30. It was 8 o'clock when the antelope peeked out with an inquisitive eye. The rhino lumbered into the pasture, eager to see what transpired. The animals slowly realized Dennis had not raised the alarm. It was intentional, part of the plan. Gus, the wise owl, had found the keys to their cages, always left carelessly accessible by the zoo administrator, Betty. Although possessing a San Diego doctorate, Betty lacked common sense and never noticed. Gus snagged the keys, and under a harvest moon, the animals quietly snuck out. Fast forward 2 months, and Carl, the new voice of WFAM Sports Radio, now known as Carl Pinstripe Lamestein, narrates Yankees games with charm. In an Upper East Side apartment, Sarah prepares for her debut on Broadway in Black and White, a tribute to her zebra friends Marty and Zecora. Dennis enjoys coffee in Midtown Manhattan, working as a lead writer for the newest Marvel movie, crafting the franchise's next superhero star. And Gus? Gus lectures on philosophy at NYU and attends world affairs meetings at the UN, free to chart his own course. He also enjoys listening to Carl announce games from above Section 322. This story isn't merely about talking animals or dreams realized, but underscores the necessity of common sense. Betty was a genius, but even geniuses fail without it, as evidenced by her carelessness. So the next time you're in New York, enjoy a Broadway show, tour Midtown, visit the UN on its free tour day, and catch a Yankees game. Just be mindful of your seat under Section 322.